new theories. This is the beauty of science. What does I mean by that? Say, for example, you might be knowing those who are interested to study the physics, those students, people, are well aware about the few scientists like Newton, Kepler, Copernican, Einstein. So I will take the example of these very personalities like Johannes Kepler. He was a great physicist. He studied, take the different data. He collected the data of Tycho Brahe. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tycho Brahe. He took and collected all the data which was experimentally observed by Tycho Brahe and deducted from that the elliptical paths of the planets, which were earlier suggested by Nicholas Copernicus. This is another physicist, great physicist, Copernicus. He suggested that there are circular paths. The planets follow the circular paths. This was replaced by Kepler on the basis of the data which was collected by Tycho Brahe. So earlier it was believed that the planets which are revolving around the sun, this is sun, and this is, for example, this is Earth. It is revolving around the sun in a circular path. Circular path. And other, for example, Jupiter as well, Saturn as well. All of these are revolving around the sun in a circular path. So his theory is also known as the heliocentric theory. What? The heliocentric theory. Helio refers to sun, which is here. Centric means at the center, which is at the center of here, around which the planets are revolving around it, like Earth, Mars, Jupiter as well, etc. So he suggested a theory that sun is at the center and all other planets are revolving around it. This is called as the heliocentric theory. Earlier it was believed that Earth is the center of. Earlier it was believed that Earth is the center of universe, or say, for example, we will take for short the solar system. In this example, solar system. This is called as geocentric theory. This is called as the geocentric theory. So earlier it was believed that the Earth is at the center and all other planets, stars, sun, including sun, which is the biggest part of our solar system, is also revolving around the Earth. But Nicholas Copernicus, he gave another theory. He suggested that no, as far as my data is concerned, as far as my research is concerned, the sun is at the center of the solar system and all other planets are revolving around it, but he suggested that these are revolving in the circular path. So Nicholas Copernicus theory replaced which theory? Geocentric theory. So geocentric theory was replaced by heliocentric theory, but it suggested that the paths are circular. And then after that, many years later, many centuries later, Johannes Kepler, he collected the data of this very person and suggested that these paths are not circular actually. These are elliptical, which is here. So at the center there is sun, and around these all other planets, say now Earth is here. This is Earth. It's revolving around the sun, but not in a circular path, in an elliptical. Ellipse. I'm not accurately drawing it, but ellipse is something where there can be two things at two different places, which are called as the focus, or focus 1, focus 2. And he suggested that the sun can be onto one of the forks of the elliptical path. So say it is here. So he suggested that the sun is at one of the forks, one of the foci of the ellipse, and Earth is revolving around it in a elliptical path, not the circular one. Similarly, Jupiter, say for example this is Jupiter, it is also revolving around the sun, but not in a circular path, but an elliptical path. Elliptical paths. So Kepler replaced which theory? Theory of Copernicus. Theory of Copernicus. Actually, we can say, he modified it. Kepler modified the Copernican theory, suggesting that these are not the circular paths, but these are elliptical paths. So it is this beauty of science, and here especially physics, that with the passage of time, as we collected the data through different experimentation, through different observations, we can replace earlier theory which doesn't fit the data, and it can be replaced by some new which is well known, which is qualifying, which is I can say which fits the data which has been collected, and that theory replaces the older one. This is the beauty of the science.